Well, good evening and welcome to Science TV Prime News. This is the Thursday edition. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the 21st day of December 2023. We are right here to update you what's happening in the world of news. While I was away, I'm sure you missed this program, Money Matters. And as we approach the festive season, we have a topic, a good one lined up for you, a simple one but very informative. Stick around for that later on in the broadcast, but first things first, we'll have to give you our top stories this evening. This is Chris Mololo and our sign language interpreter is Tobias Omondi. We begin with some politics, and Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has criticized President William Ruto for his remarks for those who file lawsuits challenging the government projects in court. Kalonzo, who was speaking at the funeral of Stephen Mboya, who served in the judiciary and was killed by thieves in Dandora, Nairobi, said the president's remarks were intended to intimidate the judiciary as a whole. Listen.
There's a certain urgency in our country to get things right. When you have a whole leader given the instruments of power, which include a sword, na nasema unadhani ilipatiwa kisu hii ya kukata maharagwe naye ni ya kukata watu. It sends serious threat to the citizens. We want to live in a country which is threat-free, a country that recognizes the independence of the institutions, the judiciary.
So we must speak about security and tell the president and the government that one of their mandates is to make sure every Kenyan is living safely. Hata ukilala kwa barabara, you should be safe. You don't have to be in your home. That is what is a country. Otherwise, if you don't live peacefully and you are not secure, then this is not a country.
Moving on, National Assembly Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi has said opposition will not allow corruption to thrive in the Kenya Kwanza government. Wandayi, at the same time, accused top council of governors, that's COG officials, and their national government counterparts of inflating the cost of medical equipment in a deal that was recently signed by a Belgian government. According to the legislator, the year 2023 was full of scandals which have made life very difficult for the Kenyan citizen, warning that from January 2024, things will not be the same as opposition will up its game to keep the government on its toes.
We have seen the so-called G2G oil deal that we all know by now was meant to scam Kenyans. We have seen the so-called duty-free import of edible oil, maize, and rice that were meant to lower the cost of living that is now a scam. The planned sale of paracetamols is a scam in the waiting, only that we will not allow it. And now there is a major scam in the making that involves the National Treasury and the Belgian government. In this phase, one equipment is going to cost us euro 1.43 million, against a cost of euro 900,000 for a similar equipment in phase 1. Details you can find out. I'm just giving you hints. But the money for the maintenance and management of the equipment is missing altogether. It has gone to the pockets of some people. We will be disclosing details of this developing scam in the coming days. But we are putting the National Treasury on notice that we will not allow it. It's also apparent that some officials at the Council of Governors are complicit to to this latest scandal. I challenge the COG to clear the air on this matter. Medical equipment, as you all know, has become a gravy train in recent years. We will fight this latest one. The country is going through a difficult time, but the ruling Kenya Kwanza government officials are having the best time of their lives, as you can all see.
Elsewhere, the family of Sheikh Issa Bilo, who has been missing since last week, is now calling on the security agencies to produce their kin. According to the family members, who are accompanied by a section of legislators from Garissa County, Sheikh Issa helped in Kilimani on Thursday last week and cannot be wasted. According to Garissa Township Member of Parliament, Deko Mohammed, the Sheikh's disappearance is the fourth abduction of his constituent.
Sheikh Issa was a religious educator, businessman, but also a hustler in real sense. His absence has concerned us as a family and members of the community at large. His sudden disappearance has prompted his family to issue an appeal to the security agencies of the government of Kenya to aid in this urgent search for his whereabouts. So we're here today to appeal to the government of Kenya to help us locate our brother who is now missing for a week.
Unfortunately, this is the fourth missing person from my constituency, and all these incidences have been reported to the relevant security agencies. Nothing has been forthcoming. I joined the family and members of the community in support and in solidarity so that the security agencies can take their role.
Every week I have a telephone press conference concerning the kind of disappearances. This kind of disappearances, in the first few months of the government, stopped. Then it started. We know some of them are criminal activities, some were involved by the government, some of them have been found, but still it is very painful for us to appear in press every day talking about false disappearances by people.
The government has asked small-scale tea farmers to double the application of fertilizers since the prices had been subsidized in a bid to increase the harvests. Kenya Tea Development Agency, that's KTDA, received the second consignment of 45,000 metric tons and 900,000 bags of fertilizers for the distribution to over 650,000 smallholder tea farmers across the country. The Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Livestock Development, Mithika Linturi, who flagged off the shipment to the country, said the farmers will get, I beg your pardon, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Mithika Linturi, who flagged off the shipment to upcountry, said that farmers will get the fertilizers at tea buying centers by Monday. According to CS Linturi, there is a direct correlation between the amount of fertilizers applied and the amount of yields, adding the government has plans to increase harvest, thus reduce the cost of living, thereby the move to provide fertilizers to farmers across the country.
And because we want to increase productivity, we want to increase production so that we can really be able to enjoy more yield. And government having stepped in to subsidize the cost of fertilizer, The fertilizer that the farmers are buying now is at 2,500. My continuous plea is for farmers to double the application of fertilizer in their farms, because there is correlation, or there is direct proportionate relationship between the amount of fertilizer applied and the amount of yield.
Some other news: residents living in the disputed 44,000 acres Mwea settlement scheme in Embu County have threatened to stage demonstrations after the New Year celebrations over what they say there is a scheme to dispose them of their inheritance. While speaking at Mbonzuki Market in Mwea Ward, the locals, who were accompanied by the local leaders, said it was unfortunate that still the exercise of issuing title deeds was underway without solving some contentious issues that made the government suspend the exercise. Makima Ward Member of County Assembly Philip Nzangi observed that the issuance of title deeds was a recipe for chaos, calling on the government to stop the exercise.
Sisi tunaomba serikali ikuje isaidie watu hapa. Watu wamezaliwa hapa zaidi ya miaka 40 na mtoto amezaliwa na anaambiwa aondoke kwa shamba ya babake pahali alizaliwa. Jameni, anaondoka aende wapi? Kwani yusi Mkenya? Sisi ni wa Kenya. Sisi ni wa Kenya. Tunaomba serikali kuu ikuje hapa ituambie wakati inapatiana title deed mtu ako Isiara, mtu mwingine ako Murang'a, mwingine ako Kiambu County. Watu wamekaa hapa hii miaka yote, wanataka watoke hapa waende wapi?
Sisi tunamlia kiongozi wetu kama President Ruto asikie maombi yetu. Sisi kama wamama tuko na shinda mingi sana. Hebu atusikie. Hebu ona bila tunateseka, tunasomesha watoto wetu ni wandogo, hatuna mahali pa kuenda na tunaambiwa tuende. Sasa sisi tunaenda wapi jameni?
Sasa wale watu wanasema ni scheme ni yao, waonyeshe serikali barua ile ambayo wamenunua naye hiyo shamba, na sisi tunajua shamba ni ya serikali na tuko na kitambulisho ya hapa, tuko na kitambulisho hata watoto yangu ile ambaye niko naye. Sasa wengine wanatoka huko Keretile, wanakuwa huko pande ya Embu, wengine wanatoka Nyeri, ati wanaenda kuchukua title shamba ambaye tunaishi.
Representatives from 5 communities living in the Lolgorian area of Transmara sub-county Narok met in Kilgoris for a reconciliation event to discuss the ways to end the ongoing conflict in the area. Representatives from Migori, Narok, Kuria and Angata area attended and agreed that the government needs to take action to end the conflict, which is being caused by a small minority within the communities.
Have worked together so well in a way to foster peace across the boundary. And we wish to appreciate the work of FK for the support they have all along given. The work is well known and it's very elaborate, and we are looking forward to continuing the same collaboration to enhance peace among the communities living across the borders.
We are going to work with these communities through dialogue, through livelihood support, through capacity building and conflict management, through rehabilitation and reintegration of those young people who are involved in vices like cattle theft, etc. And we are going to work together with the government to build relationship to strengthen the relationship between the government, state agencies like
sisi tunasaidia kuleta amani katika hizi borders za mahali kuna hizi vita, mahali watu wanapigana kwa sababu ya maneno ya mipaka. Kama kanisa tunawasaidia, tunaleta watu pamoja, tunawajumlisha tunawaongelesha, pia tunawaombea kama kanisa ili watu waweze kuja pamoja na kuja pia kujifikiria na kuona kwamba hiyo sio kitu mzuri.
All right, and that's it for the news updates. Stay with us. We are coming back in a short while with the sports updates after this break.